Catacombs of Paris, France. Day's destination is the Catacombs of Paris. The year is 1793, and you are a young revolutionary soldier who has just stormed the infamous Parisian prison in search of counter-revolutionaries. As your comrades drag one of the prisoners out into the courtyard, his head hangs low between two guards. You recognize him as a former high-ranking government official whose name has become synonymous with oppression and corruption among the people. One of the guards calls out to you, "Hey, you! Come help us with this one." He motions towards the prisoner with a kick of his foot. They push him towards you and tell you to take him to the right tower for execution. With trembling hands, you grab hold of his arms and guide him towards the guillotine. This is your chance to make a difference, to be a part of something bigger than yourself. What will you do? Will you execute the prisoner, or will you attempt to save his life? The Catacombs of Paris are a subterranean tunneling maze system that lies just beneath the bustling streets of modern day Paris. This underground labyrinth was once used as a burial ground for over 6 million people, most of whom died during the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. Today, the catacombs serve as a reminder of the turbulent times in which they were created and have become one of the most popular tourist destinations in all of Europe. Visitors from all over come to wander through these eerie tunnels and learn about the fascinating history that lies beneath the city. But how did such a strange and macabre place come to be? Well, it all started back in the late 18th century when the French Revolution was in full swing. The Revolution was a time of great upheaval and change in France. As the people rose up against the monarchy and fought for a more equal and fair society, unfortunately, this period of time also saw a lot of violence and bloodshed as the different factions of the revolution battled it out in the streets of Paris. And as if all of this violence wasn't bad enough, France was also in the middle of the Napoleonic Wars at the time, meaning that even more people were dying and being buried in the city. With so many people dying, there simply wasn't enough space in the above-ground cemeteries to bury them all. So the French government decided to open up the catacombs as an additional burial ground. But this wasn't just any ordinary burial ground. The catacombs consisted of a series of tunnels and chambers that had been carved out of the soft limestone that lay beneath the city. These tunnels were originally used to mine plaster and bones, but no one really wanted to work down there because it was hot, dusty, and dangerous. So when the government offered the tunnels as a place to bury the dead, no one really objected. In 1785, the first bodies began to be moved into the catacombs, and soon after, the site was officially opened as a cemetery. At first, only the poor and the victims of violent crimes were buried in the catacombs. But as the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars dragged on, the cemetery became the final resting place for people from all walks of life. In fact, the catacombs are said to contain the bodies of over 6 million people, including the remains of more than 100 famous figures from the Revolution and the Napoleonic era. Some of the most notable names buried in the catacombs include Maximilien Robespierre, the leader of the Jacobins and the man responsible for the Reign of Terror, as well as Napoleon's right-hand man, General Michel Ney. As you can imagine, with so many bodies being crammed into such a small space, the catacombs quickly became a breeding ground for disease and decay. The air was thick with the smell of rotting flesh, and the sight of bones everywhere was enough to make even the most intrepid visitor feel queasy. Despite the less-than-ideal conditions, though, people continued to be buried in the catacombs for decades. That is, until 1860, when the cemetery was finally closed and the bones began to be removed. Today, only a small portion of the catacombs is open to the public. However, this small section is still incredibly eerie, and visitors often report feeling a sense of unease while walking through the tunnels. Perhaps it's the knowledge that so many people died here, or maybe it's the feeling that you're being watched by the spirits of those who never left. Either way, a visit to the catacombs is sure to leave you with a sense of history and an appreciation for the fragility of life. If you decide to visit the catacombs in person, there are a few things that you should keep in mind. First of all, the catacombs are located just outside of central Paris, so it's easy to get there by public transportation. However, Once you arrive, you'll find that the entrance to the catacombs isn't exactly well marked. In fact, it's illegal to enter the catacombs without a guide, and you could face hefty fines if you're caught trespassing. That being said, there are plenty of tours available that allow you to explore the catacombs safely and legally. Just be sure to book your tour in advance, as they tend to sell out quickly. Another thing to keep in mind is that the catacombs are well underground, so it's important to be prepared for that. The tunnels are dark, dank, and often poorly ventilated, so it's not a good idea to go exploring on your own. Also, it's important to dress appropriately. Many people make the mistake of wearing sandals or flip-flops to the catacombs, but this is a big no-no. The tunnels are uneven and sometimes slippery, so you don't want to be trying to navigate them in shoes that don't provide much support. Closed-toe shoes are definitely the way to go. Finally, make sure to bring a flashlight with you, as the tunnels are pitch black and you won't be able to see anything without one. So now that you know what to expect at the catacombs, let's talk about what you can actually see and do there. As I mentioned before, only a small portion of the catacombs is open to the public. But that's actually a good thing, because it means that you won't be overwhelmed by crowds of people. In fact, many visitors report feeling like they have the catacombs all to themselves. As you wander through the tunnels, you'll see bones piled up against the walls, and in some cases, entire skeletons will be lying on the ground. In other areas, you'll see individual bones that have been arranged in patterns or shapes. Believe it or not, some of the most popular spots in the catacombs are the areas where people have left messages or artwork. As you walk through the tunnels, you'll see everything from spray-painted graffiti to handwritten notes to small statues that have been made out of bones. It may sound macabre, but it's actually quite moving to see the ways in which people have honored their loved ones who died in the catacombs. No matter what you see, though, be respectful and remember that this is a place of death and suffering. Don't run or shout or make loud noises, and please don't take anything from the catacombs, no matter how small. After all, every item that's left behind is a part of someone's story, and it would be wrong to disturb that. Now let's talk about what you can do at the catacombs. As I mentioned before, it's illegal to explore the catacombs on your own, so you'll need to go on a guided tour. There are a variety of different tours available, ranging from the standard 90-minute tours to longer tours that include a visit to the ossuary, which is the building where the bones of the catacombs are stored. There are also night tours and even tours that allow you to explore the catacombs by bike. No matter what you do, though, make sure that your tour guide is licensed and insured. This will help ensure that you have a safe and enjoyable experience. Overall, the Catacombs of Paris are a truly unique and unforgettable destination. Whether you're interested in history, architecture, or just want to see something truly special, the catacombs are definitely worth a visit. Just be sure to respect the site and all of those who died there. The catacombs also contain a variety of artifacts that have been left behind by visitors over the years. These artifacts include candles, flowers, and even coins. Some people leave these items as a way of paying respects to those who died in the catacombs, while others do it to commemorate a loved one who died there. Exploring the catacombs is a unique and unforgettable experience. The tunnels are dark and eerie, and the bones that litter the floor are a constant reminder of the tragedy that unfolded there centuries ago. It's important to remember that these are real people who died horrible deaths, and their bones should be treated with respect. Visitors should also be aware that the catacombs are a dangerous place to explore. The tunnels are narrow and unstable, and there is always the risk of collapse. There have been several accidents in the catacombs over the years, and it's important to exercise caution when visiting. Despite the danger, the catacombs are a place that should be explored. It's a unique and fascinating place that provides a glimpse into the past. If you're looking for an adventure that's sure to be unlike any other, then the catacombs are definitely worth checking out. Just be sure to go with a group of friends and be careful when exploring the tunnels. What are your thoughts on the Catacombs of Paris? Would you dare to explore this underground labyrinth and uncover the secrets of the past? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an exciting episode. Until next time, happy exploring. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel for more historical tales. We bring history to life with captivating stories and stunning visuals. Don't miss out on future adventures.